Well, hello, everybody. This is Steve Hall, and I just wanted to say that I'm really excited that you're taking some time out of your day to spend some time with me. I just want to wait here another minute or two while people are getting online. But just want to tell you that I'm going to tell you more about myself, later on in this presentation. But I want to thank you for taking this time out of your day to find out more about what high performance and high performance coaching can do for you in your business as well as your personal life. And so I've been extremely fortunate to work with some amazing people throughout my business environment, connecting with some really cool people and working with and training with and teaming up with some really extraordinary people. So again, thank you for spending this time. I hope that I'm creating value for you during this session and potentially down the road as well. So that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So again, this is a free introduction about what high performance coaching is all about and some of the secrets that the high performers use worldwide. And so high performance really means excelling and succeeding above the standard of norms consistently over a long period of time. And so throughout our lives, myself included, man, there are some times that I've absolutely been on fire and just like knocked them dead, just crushed it in whatever goal or accomplishment that I wanted to get done. And then sometimes, I wasn't in that role. And so what high performance does and high performers do is, they look at the standards of the world and say, what can I do for me to move to the next level, whether it's an income goal, or it's a personal goal, or it's a relationship goal, or what have you. How can I go from average Joe to really just lighting the world on fire in terms of how I feel, how I engage, how I act, how I interact, how I'm perceived, those types of things. That's what high performance is really all about. And I can share with you, in going through this certification program, we spent 5 days with an amazing person that talked about the key areas, some of the key areas that high performers use in order to absolutely and totally consistently, have those standards that are excelling and succeeding over what the norms are. And so that really is the definition of high performance. So what does it feel like? Well, it's a feeling of full engagement, joy, and confidence that comes with consistently living from and into our full potential. And again, you wouldn't be here if you felt that you're at some point, whether it's your business or your personal life, that you have maybe felt that for a period of time, but now you're looking to potentially raise the bar, to really knock it dead. And so that word consistently is underlined and in red, because really that's what it is. It's like, how do we raise the bar and have that bar raised on a consistent level, not just kind of a spike like a roller coaster type of thing. And so that's what high performance really does feel like. And so high performers, we'll just run through some of the characteristics. They're open and observant to the present moment. And so I've been guilty of this many times, as not being present. It's cost me some relationships. It's cost me some business things in my life. And so not being present is a key for not performing at that high level. And so high performers are always open, and they're always looking to making sure that they are present and in the moment and seeing what's going on. They see themselves as self-reliant people. They typically don't look at wanting to be taken care of. They typically don't want to have any boundaries that are held around them. They want to be people who they can step up and make things happen in and around their environment. They are very future-oriented, and one of the people that I worked with and trained with talked about being visionary from a futuristic standpoint, knowing what's coming around the corner. And so I can tell you this, in working with a lot of people, high performers, high achievers, they're not only are they present in terms of what's going on with them now, but they see a vision in terms of what's going to happen next week, next month, next year. They're always looking at what's going to happen and be able to address those trends so they can really get the most out of what they're looking for in life. Challenge seekers. We talked about this recently as well. High performance. One of the things that they love these 30-day challenges, like lose 10 pounds in 30 days, or accomplish a certain goal in 30 days, or 3 months, or that type of thing. So they're always looking for challenges. So having those those set goals, those things that they want to accomplish, and obviously making them time bound and realistic and that type of thing. They are extremely challenge seekers. They are connection lovers. One of the things that I've had comments about me many times is, wow, you're such a networker. I mean, you still talk with people from high school and college, and high school was a few years ago. Yeah, I admit that. But yeah, it's really, in my mind, from my perspective, life is really about the connections that we make with each other. Again, whether it's a business environment and connecting with awesome people in business, or whether it's personal relationships, our buds that we hang out and go bowling with and skydiving and all that type of stuff, or intimate relationships in our family relationships. And so they are very connected to having that connection with others. Creatively driven and expressive, and so I'm sure if you've come across people who are high performance, when they talking with you like I am now, I mean, they're moving their arms, they're gesturing, they're using voice inflection. They're very creative. They typically, we hear this all the time about thinking outside the box, and that's a nice thing to say, but there are a lot of us who not only do we think outside the box, but we're like, how do we create the box? I mean, that's a thing that really typically charges a lot of high performance achievers. And then we're meaning makers, and what that means is, even going out to a certain event, we want to attach certain meanings and make those meanings meaningful for long term. For instance, taking somebody out on their birthday and taking to a special place, not just a restaurant, but a special restaurant. Maybe you have some type of special meal. Maybe you do something that is really amazing, that when that person is 70 or 80 or 90 years old, sitting back in a rocking chair and say, hey, remember your 40th birthday? And they'll remember that because of something special that you did for them. So high achievers, high performers do love to really have those types of times in their life where they really assign certain meanings to certain events. So that's really some of the things that we look for. So high performance origins. Well, high performance in our lives is the result of heightened and sustained levels of focal points, clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. And so these are really the basic building blocks that we start with in high performance coaching. And we'll talk a little bit more about these in detail here in just a moment. But those are the basic building blocks, and then off of that, there are some mastery skills that we cover in high performance. So again, real quick, I mentioned that I was going to just share real quick about who I am. Some of you know me really well, some of you may not. So I just got certified in the high performance coaching system. I experienced in business, performance, and real estate coaching and training since 1989. So I've been in this world for quite a few years. I work with some major companies and literally thousands of people nationwide. So I think I have some pretty good life experience as well as the technical experience too. I'm a serial entrepreneur. People that if you talk to that really know me well, they know that I think about ideas and projects and things of that nature. I love startups, and I love engaging people and getting things up and off the ground and getting it running. I do business consulting and performance coaching, and I put down here on the bottom so you kind of know where I'm coming from here. This is my mission, is to be a positive influence and have real impact in other people's lives. And so for me, and I've told people this before, it's like I'm not really concerned about, well, I am a little bit about income, right? Making money is always a good thing because you have those nasty habits like eating and putting gas in the car and things of that nature. But what I want people to think about is when I am gone, I want them to say, you know what, this Steve Hall guy, when he came through my life, he did make a positive impact. He did influence me in a way that nobody else really did for me. And so, that is really, really my mission. And I think it's really cool that I get a chance to do that with a lot of folks. Off to the right, you'll see some pictures of me. The top up there by the bed of fire, that was me at the Tony Robbins event here a little while ago. I love Tony Robbins. He has some amazing information that he shared with literally tens of millions of people worldwide. The Fire Walk is really, really a great thing to do. If you ever get a chance to do it, he runs it several times a year, and it's pretty cool. You roll up your pant legs and you walk across hot coals and get across the other side, and it's a really amazing feeling. And really what it is, it's a metaphor. It's like, wow, if you can train your body how you can walk across hot coals, you can teach yourself and enact and do things that you never have thought possible. And then off over here, you can see here's Than Merrill, a good friend of mine, JD and Paul Sagan. I've worked with these guys for a number of years. You might have recognized them from the TV show Flippers House. Had a chance to coach with their students. And then, of course, Brendan Burchard. He's the gentleman that actually started high-performance coaching and got me going down this path. And so, and he's a Tony Robbins follower. And the thing I really love about Brendan is he takes Tony's information and makes it then applicable a lot more from a tactical standpoint in terms of giving real-world examples, real-world tools, so you can have real-world results. And so, it's amazing to be connected with people like this. So let's, again, talk about the foundation points of high-performance coaching. And so these are the basic blocks that we start off with. We talk about focal points in terms of what is the focus in your life. Is it the business aspect? Is it the personal aspect? Is it the relation aspect? Is it working on yourself, that type of thing? So understanding what those focal points are and getting clear on what that is, which follows into the clarity. And so, there are a lot of times that we're so busy day to day. One of the worlds I work in is in high tech, in mobile apps, and I'm sure you've seen this going into restaurants and airports and schools and all over the place, where you'll see people that are banging away on these smart devices. And yeah, that's great. But having that clarity in terms of what's important for you, what's important in your life, I think really is a tremendous value, especially if you want to perform at a higher level. And so, a session that we talk about, the category is clarity in terms of how to get clarity in your life. The next one here is energy, and I've been very guilty of this. Up to most recently, about not having the energy that I really needed in order to perform at my highest level. And so in the energy level, we talk about how much sleep, how much water, what to put into your body, what things that you need to do in order to have that highest level of energy that you can act and react the way you need to in order to be in a high performance mode. Courage. And so the courage module is really one of my favorite modules, and it talks about the courage of being yourself, being accepting of yourself, who you are to the world. And so now we go through a whole session about having that courage. What building blocks can you use in order for you to have that courage inside of you, that you can express it to the outside world. And so that's really, again, one of my favorite modules. I love teaching that and being able to sharing that with folks that I connect with. Productivity, well, productivity is a huge one, right? There are books and seminars and all kinds of information about productivity and time management, and I've trained on this for a number of years, and we all could use some help in terms of having time management, having tools in place to be more productive. I forgot the exact stats. When we get a chance to talk about productivity on one-to-one, we'll talk about how much time is wasted from social media. Again, I know it's in the billions of dollars about people at work and playing on Facebook and shopping on eBay and all that kind of crazy stuff. So what we talk about is what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, and then how to achieve those, and using some of the tools in the productivity module to make sure that you actually get those things accomplished. And then influence, right? And so we're all influencing everybody that we come in contact with in a daily basis. We might be influencing them in terms of getting them to get us a certain deal, or to get a phone call back, or to get an email back, or to love and appreciate who we are. We're always in influence mode. And so just like with productivity, again, there's a tremendous amount of information that's out there. What we've done in high-performance coaching is that we've kind of boiled down to the key essentials, the key tools in order to help you be more influential in your life. And so we do this by mastering some of these other key areas. So the psychology of who you are and how you operate within the world. Your physiology, your mind, your body, your spirit, how important that is in order to influence and operate in that high performance level. Productivity, so we go even deeper into productivity. I've got specific tools that I've used in the past that have been extremely successful for people to be a lot more productive day in, day out. And then influence and persuasion, how to be able to influence and persuade people to at least see your point of view, to engage with you, and bottom line, to help you accomplish what you want most in life. And so the persuasion session, again, it's one of my all-time favorite sessions that we go through, and hopefully you'll get a chance to see that as well. And then the underlining, one of the underlining areas that master is presence. And so, like I talked about before on the webinar here, is how to be present, how to be able to connect with people, things that you need to in the present state, not being floating out there thinking about this. Is making sure that you're absolutely present for whatever projects, goals, things that you want to attain, people that you want to talk to, connect with, that type of thing. Mastering presence, I think, is a huge key and really a foundational key in order to be operating in a high-performance environment. And then your purpose. And so, kind of like what I talked about before, my mission statement is, really, what is your life's purpose? If you have children, is your life's purpose to really make sure that they learn and grow up and be great human beings, or is it that you want to go out and serve others in different states, in different countries, in different social environments, that type of thing? And so, sometimes people do have a purpose in life, but they don't necessarily take that time to write it down, to really get clear in developing a roadmap in order for them to accomplish their purpose. And so, we all have purposes in life, whether they are acknowledged, whether we can say them right off the top of our tongue or not. I think having that goal, having that purpose written out, and the roadmap to accomplish those purposes in life, I think is really a main key in order to be truly a high performer. And so, I know we touched upon this. Let's get into this a little bit more specifically in these areas. So again, psychology, am I living my truth? What 3 words really define who I am as a person and who I am I living in those words? And so go ahead, I'm going to take a minute here for you to write this down. Again, I want to create value for the time we're spending here. Just take a minute and write down what 3 words really define who you are as a person, and are you living those words? Just take a minute. Let's write down. Just think about it. 3 words. Who am I as a person, and am I living those words? And then the second thing I'd like for you to write down is, what 3 words should I define how I should interact with others, and am I living those words? So what 3 words should define how I interact with others, and am I living those words? What 3 words should I define how I interact with others, and am I living those words? So again, the psychology of how we are, how we operate day in and day out, is one of the mastery applications that we need to do in order to be a high performer. And so when we go through these sessions, we'll go into a great amount of detail, but this is just kind of a start. This is just an introduction in terms of, you know, your psychology of how you operate is really a major key role in terms of how you can operate at a higher level. Okay, your physiology. So again, am I rested and fully hydrated? Yes, no. You know, we talk about it. Are you sleeping enough? Are you eating? Are you exercising? Are you hydrating correctly? Gesturing, speaking with passion. You know, and again, what I talked about, you know, using your body as you gesture. You can hear my voice too. I'm moving my hands. I'm snapping my fingers. You know, doing. There's a lot of key tools that you can use with your physiology in order to again be able to achieve a higher result in terms of how you communicate with and how you connect with others. Productivity. So what is my mission today? I talked about my life's mission, but yeah, we also break it down just, you know, day by day. So what is my mission today? What am I looking forward to? And what must I accomplish today to progress in my life? And so we actually have a really great tool that I'll share with you if you decide to team up with me about these 3 things, about what do I need to get done today, who do I need to contact, who am I waiting for them to get a hold of me. Again, I think having this information in writing up front, some people call this a to-do list, right? Well, this is actually a little bit more specific in terms of a to-do list. I mean, it's specific actions and things that you need to get done, and having clarity on that is going to help you accelerate in getting a lot more done. Persuasion. So again, am I developing influence? Am I demonstrating empathy and bold enthusiasm when I seek to influence others? And so, you know, as a high performer, how are you doing in that area? I mean, do you feel that you are as persuasive as you possibly can be? Or are there tools that you think that you could use, or things? You know, I do this all the time when I'm meeting with people and I'm trying to at least get them to consider my point of view. Is how am I persuading them? Am I looking from their perspective? What's the benefit to them in terms of my position and things that I want to accomplish, and be able to identify what can I do in order for them to understand at least my position and potentially make the deal, make that connection, make the phone call, write a check, do whatever it is that I want them to do, and using my tools in terms of persuading them to see what opportunities that are out there. So presence, again, this is a huge one, and we put this, you know, as one of the base foundational mastery skills that is really key in a high performance world. You know, what level am I in this moment, and in terms of my emotional and physical vibrancy and presence, and being here with you. And so, yeah, even I'm on the other side of the computer right now, I am still totally present with you, because I am so lit up about how important this is, that the tools that we have to share, I think, is going to help you in terms of being more present in the business environment, the people that you work with, the people that you have at home, the people who will love you, your family, your intimate relationships, all of that. If you can create more presence with them, they'll create more presence with you, and again, that will allow you to perform at a very high level. And then purpose. And so, you know, how can I stay on purpose and serve greatly right now? We talked about this here just a few minutes ago, but I think it really is probably one of my baseline key mastery skills that I do think about this on a daily basis is, what is my purpose in life, and how can I greatly impact people positively? That they can say, when I'm gone, he came through my life, and it was a great experience, and because of him, I was able to accomplish this. And so having that purpose, having your why. In fact, I think there's a book out there called Knowing Your Why, something like that. I'll find out more information about that. But having that why do you want to be present? Why do you want to have that purpose in life? Again, I think is a master tool in order for you to operate in a high-performance world, high-performance environment. And so here's the coaching model, the 12 sessions. And so sessions 1 through 6 are the basic foundational skills and information that we cover: focal points, clarity, energy, courage, productivity, and influence. And then once we go through those 6 sessions, then the next 6 sessions are those mastery skills: your psychology, your physiology, productivity, how to get things done, your persuasion, and then your presence, your overall presence, and your purpose in life. So this is the entire model, and I'll share this with you as well. There's probably about 3 ways that we can connect and do this together. A lot of people like to do it on a weekly basis, and that's fine. If that's something that you're interested in doing, we can certainly do that. Some people like to do it every other week, and actually that's probably my personal favorite mode, is every other week, because not only will we be covering information together on the telephone, but I'll also be sending information out to you at the end of our session, kind of homework, things for you to think about, things for you to work on, and that type of thing. So if you're a super busy person, you might want to think about doing it on an every other week basis. The last option would be once a month. Again, depending upon how busy you are, how much travel you're doing, other projects, I wouldn't suggest anything more than once a month. But once a week, man, if you're a high performer, let's get busy. Once every other week, that's cool. Once a month would probably be my third favorite choice to be able to go through this information. But again, I think once you go through this, you will be absolutely operating at a totally different level. And so what I'm going to do is probably up on the right-hand side of the screen, I'll see if I can throw this image up here for you. There'll be a form that you can fill out your information with your name and your contact information and things that you really would like to accomplish if you're to go through such a program like this. If you don't see that on your screen, then you can go ahead and write down my personal email address. So it's stevefindfast@yahoo.com. So you can just shoot me a quick email and say, hey, I'd like to get more information, and please shoot over that form. It's a fillable PDF that I'll send off to you. You can type in your information there, send it back to me, and then we can set up a time that we can talk on the telephone and find out if this really is something that could impact your life greatly. Again, I'm not looking at what the cost is. What I'm looking at is, at the end of the 12 sessions, I want you to be able to come back to me and say, oh my God, I got so much great information. I have so many tools that we shared together that my life is now operating at a totally different level. That's my charge. That's what really lights me up. And so, again, either if you can, if there's a link off to the right-hand side, you can click on that and download that PDF right now. If that link is not there, then please go ahead and shoot me a quick email saying, yes, I'm interested in the high-performance coaching sessions. You can send that email to stevefindfast, FINDFAST, @yahoo.com, and I'll shoot that back to you. And look, I really appreciate you spending this time with me here today. And if you have any other questions or anything, feel free to shoot off an email to me. But I'm totally lit up about what high-performance coaching can do. It's done some amazing things in my life, and I'm just here to spread the word, to be able to share, give you some of those tools, and to see if you can light up and operate in another level that you really are looking to do. So again, thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to connecting with you very soon. Have a great day.
So what I'd like to do is, again, if anybody has any questions, now's the time. We've got the chat box open. I can certainly answer anything that you've got questions about, but again, I'm totally lit up about high-performance coaching and, again, what it's done in my life and what it's continuing to do. So any questions, I am more than happy to answer anything right now. If everybody's good, hopefully we'll get a chance to talk very soon. Again, on the right-hand side, you can go ahead and download that PDF, fill that out, and shoot that on over to me, and then we'll set up a time that we can chat one-on-one on the telephone and go from there. So again, appreciate your time, effort, energy. Hopefully I created value for you this time that we spent together, and I certainly look forward to talking with you soon. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.